Hello folks. Well, I think I mentioned on a previous video that the electrics on the bike are not working, and I'd kind of figured out that it's the starter relay that's the problem. So I was talking about this with my uncle, and what he suggested was to lend me one of these testers. I've already actually ordered a starter relay off eBay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it anyway. I'm going to see what happens when I touch one of these onto each of these pins on the block connector on the starter relay. This is the starter relay here. This is the block that plugs onto it. That's the main fuse, and as you can see, the black one, the earth, that's just basically put into the chassis, into that hole in the chassis, and it seems to be making a good connection. I've set the setting to, I think it's 10 volts DC. Now there should be about 14.4 volts in the system, so I would expect this to move for each pin that I touch it on, but as we're going to see, it does with some but it doesn't with others. So watch this. Right, so we've got the bottom one, this one here, there we go, jumps right up. This one here, next one next to it, straight to the top. Then if we go to these top ones next to the fuse, touch it on it, absolutely nothing. That one there, absolutely nothing. So you've got loads of movement, absolutely nothing. All the way to the top, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. All the way to the top. Now obviously there's no switch or anything between the starter relay and the battery. The wire from the battery goes straight into the starter relay. There's nothing that could kind of stop these circuits, so that suggests to me that that starter relay is faulty. That's my thinking, which is kind of what I expected. It's just basically confirmed what I suspected. Interestingly, what I did was just drop that thing. Okay, so this is the block connector that connects onto the relay. So what I've done is I've peeled the tape off and I've pulled the boot back, and I can see the colours of it's difficult to do when I've got the camera in my hand, but you can see the colours of the wires if you peel it back a little bit. So on the bottom we've got red and red and white, or red, white and red if you prefer. On the two bottom ones, that's the two that do register a voltage. The two top ones are red, green, red, yellow. And so what I did was I looked at my Haynes manual circuit diagram, which is here. This is for the United States CBR 900. Reason being that I got the loom from the United States. I don't know if you can see in the video. Wiring diagram, US 93 and 94 models, which is what the loom's from. So if you look up here, again, I don't think this is going to show too well in the video, but you've got the starter relay here, and you've got the four circuits that come off here. So trace the circuits. The red one goes to the ignition barrel, which is that, and the red and white one goes to the regulator rectifier, which is down here somewhere. That's there, and that on the bike is this thing here, which I think I mentioned in the previous video as well. So those are the circuits that are working. The circuits that aren't working are the other two, which is the green and red and the yellow and red. And if you trace those, they basically kind of disappear off into the loom, but one of the places that they go is to the starter switch, which is there. Now nothing happens when you press the start switch. Well, obviously it won't happen now anyway because I've not got the key in, but even if you put the key in and turn it and press the start switch, nothing at all happens, okay? So that basically kind of fits with the fact that, that there's no juice at either of these circuits. So I suppose what I'm getting at basically is it does appear to be the starter relay that's at fault. So that's kind of a relief to know that, because I've already ordered a starter relay. It's only about £15 off eBay for a new starter relay, CBR 900. If it had been the Loom or something, obviously that would have been a much more expensive repair. So it's quite good to know that. So when the starter relay comes, hopefully partway through this week, I'll install it straight away and test the electrics, and everything should come on. The starter should work, the lights should work, the indicators should work, everything should work. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So it's quite helpful of my uncle to lend me this tester, because it's kind of set my mind at rest a little bit. Quite handy, these things. I think I've got one somewhere, but it's all buried in clutter, so maybe dig it out at some point. Useful kind of thing to have. So basically within a week we should hopefully see the bike running, probably by next weekend. So hopefully next Saturday we'll actually have the bike started and running. Fingers crossed. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.